Hi guys. So this week what we're going to be doing is hopefully you have had the chance to watch our video. So I am going to share this story with you of Don't Let the Pigeon Stay Up Late. Super cute, super fun. I'm going to put that in the Schoology link as well for you. And then you're going to watch that story, and then we're going to draw the pigeon today. So all we're going to do, this is one that you can hopefully see over here that I've already done. I drew him all tired with a little sleepy hat on, with his bunny, and then I wrote over here, I'm not tired. So this is the one that I have finished already, and this is the one that I'm going to do this time. So in the story, there's one where where he looks tired and he's holding his bunny, and I ended up adding the hat. And then this time in our video, I'm going to draw this one here with him wearing his party hat. So hopefully it'll be two cute little versions of the same guy. So let me see if I can move this a little. Let's see. So one of the things you can do when you're drawing is, again, make sure that you have references or a picture to look at. So I'm going to look at this little picture here of the pigeon because I think he's super silly and cute looking right there. He's throwing a little party for himself, and we're going to try and draw that now. So this is the one that I had already done. So you could try doing this one, or you can follow along with me as I do the party one. Whoop. Hopefully that'll stay up there now. All right, hopefully we can see everything. So when I start this, I like to start out with the head. Usually I draw the head shape for our pigeon, but you could also start out with the body since the body is like the biggest part. So either of those two shapes would be a good way to start, but I'm going to go ahead and start with the big circle for his head. So hopefully you can see that big circle. I need to think about that hat, so I need to make sure I don't put the circle right at the top because then we won't have room for his hat, and I want to make sure I have room for that party hat. So I'm going to say about right here, and remember we draw big, we do not draw small, so do not draw teeny tiny. So you can draw a big circle if you are still having a hard time with circles because they can be a bit difficult. Just put some little dots, and then you can just connect those dots all the way around. And one thing that I struggle with on circles is they start out a little too skinny, so when I have it come all the way around, it goes over it. So that is fine, especially since I pressed lightly while I was drawing, because now I can just erase that little mistake and nobody will know. I mean, I guess everybody knows now, right? But nobody will know from our finished version. So we've got the shape of the head. I'm going to go ahead and get the neck here, kind of curves down. And then this big shape for his body is kind of like a huge teardrop. So let's go ahead and say, and we're going to cover up part of this with that wing of his there, but let's go ahead and do like a diagonal line and a diagonal line, and then you can get that curve here. So do you see how it's kind of a raindrop or a teardrop shape? And then we can fix it some if we want it to go like in the picture, it curves down a little right there for his chest. And then we just erase that part of it. But I started with a big teardrop shape basically. So if you have any mistakes or anything you want to make a little bit wider or bigger, again, that is perfectly fine because we're using a pencil and we can erase them. Just remember to draw lightly or it's going to be real hard to erase those mistakes. So all you will need, I guess I should have started with that. It's been a while since I've made a drawing video for you guys. So all you're going to need today really is your pencil, maybe an eraser. It can be the one on the end of your pencil or another one, and a black marker. If you don't have a black marker at home, you can skip that part. But if you do, try and use it. It makes it look a lot nicer, especially when you draw something that's cartoony. So let's get back to it. What should we do next? Maybe we should do the wings. So we've got the wings and they're pretty big. So all I'm going to do is a long curved line and then right back down. Kind of like a shark tail a little bit. And then we can erase this line for good now because we won't see it. And then back here, curved line, goes a little bit behind his head there, at least in mine. Up and then back down again, kind of like, ooh, that might be a little too wide. So see, even Miss Mobley makes mistakes, and that's fine because we have our handy dandy eraser. Alright, so we got two wings going on. Let's go ahead and put his eye on now. If you already put an eye on, that's perfectly okay. So another big circle, and then another big circle, maybe kind of an oval inside. We'll color that in black next time when we are coloring. And then his mouth, his beak, isn't the usual just triangle that you'll usually see on birds. So his actually curves up because I think he's just making a silly sound, a silly noise. So kind of like a happy face curve, curve over, back out, kind of like the letter V fell over on his side, curve under, and then we'll just do kind of a curvy, wavy line there. I'm going to erase that little triangle I had. If you can't do the mouth like this, you can just do a triangle. A triangle is perfectly okay. It doesn't have to be this kind of complicated shape that we have here. Now we're going to put his party hat on. I kind of want to put like a, I don't know, like a fuzzy part at the bottom. So I'm going to do kind of like a cloud. Like a cloud is sitting on top of his head. We'll erase this line for the top of his head because we're not going to see it anymore because the hat is covering it. And this part of the wing gets covered too, so we won't see it. And then just right off the top of that, I'm going to do a big triangle. And then back down, just like that. And we could put the little pom-pom or little curvy thing at the top. I'm going to make this a little bit wider. I want it to be wide. Make it really look like it's sitting on his head. Again, if you decide that you want to fix something, you still can. That's what your eraser's for. And I do like the little circles, the polka dot pattern, so I'm going to draw some of those circles up on his hat because I think they're super cute. Let's see. Maybe one right there. That looks good. Alright, what else do we need? He's got that little line on his neck. I'm not sure if that's like a collar or what it is, but we'll go ahead and put that there. And then we need some legs, of course. I'm going to do rectangles, and it's going to go, oops, you can't even see it. I'm sorry. It's going to go from the bottom of his body. So let me darken this up a little so you can see it better. So from the bottom of his body, we just have a rectangle, which is just going to be two vertical lines up and down. Don't give me just this. I want to see a shape that we can color in, and we can't color in just a line, right? I know in the video his legs are just lines, but we're going to change that a little for ours because I want to be able to color in his legs. So then we've got two more vertical lines over here for the rectangle for his legs, and that goes all the way to the bottom. And hopefully you drew it big like this so you don't have to worry about drawing his little toesy woesies. So now that we have this, I kind of like the little party he's throwing. So let's go ahead and draw some like triangle shapes and rectangles or diamond shapes. Kind of like that confetti that's just falling everywhere. Some little curly ones. Just like he's throwing himself a little party. Maybe another curvy one over here. That's just a big wavy line to get those curvy ones. And some more over here. Let's do a little curvy one. And you can just add more wherever you think you could use some more. I think that's pretty good. Maybe one more. Oops, my pencil needs more. Up there. And then I want to put down here a hot dog party. Hopefully we can make it fit. Now I'm going to use my bubble letters, which means that we will be able to color them in. So if I just wrote this like, I'm not tired. If I just wrote it like that, we couldn't really color it in. So I'm going to try and do some nice bubble letters. So you could do bubble letters or block letters. So bubble letters are going to be more curvy, like round bubbles, and block letters will be a little more like this, where it's a little more squarish and like a block. So maybe we should do, since we did block letters on this one, let's go ahead and do some bubble letters on this one. So hot dog, H O T, dog, D O G. And if you can't do the bubble letters, you can just write it out regularly, and we could always just trace over it. So if you're one of my kindergartners or first graders, and this is a little too hard for you, that's fine. But I think second graders could try the bubble letters. Hot dog party, P A R T Y. And I'm going to put an exclamation point. Just like that. So hot dog party on this one. And then I'm not tired on this one. So you can do either of these that you would like. Of course, I only showed you how to draw this one in our video, but the other one is going to be very similar. I would say this one might be easier in a way because his arms aren't that complicated. But I did put his little bunny there to make it, to have a little more extra there. Trying to think of we could add anything else. I think that's probably a good stopping point. So all I would have to do at this point is get my black marker and trace those lines. So I'm not going to trace the whole thing on this video. I'm not exactly sure how long our video has gotten at this point. Hopefully not too long. But all you're going to do is trace your lines going right over the top of what you already drew. So you're not really drawing something new here. You're just going right over the top of it. So if you do miss a line, say you like start here, do you see how I kind of missed a line there? Then I could just erase that if I made a little mistake. And this I might have connect down to the body. But hopefully here we'll have a little less. And you just keep going, tracing all of those lines one at a time. So remember when you are tracing to take your time, because you don't want to ruin your beautiful art at the last step. It's really sad when you work so hard drawing it and then you rush at the very, very end and you ruin it all. You don't want to do that. So just take your time. You don't have to trace all of these little shapes that you put in the sky for the confetti. I would say we can just color those in without tracing them. But definitely see if you can trace your pigeon. And I probably wouldn't trace this either since the letters get a little close together. So we'll just color those in, but try and see if you can trace your pigeon at least. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there and stop our video. So hopefully you guys have fun. You enjoyed the pigeon story. I thought it was super cute. And just make sure that you take a picture of your beautiful art and send it to me, the black and white version on Schoology or Class Dojo. We will color it next week and then we'll start another new assignment. All right, guys, have fun. I'll see you next time. Bye.